Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is me, your girl, Goddess of Love and Truth Reacts, coming to you with another reaction video upload. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, welcome back. All of you guys' support is greatly and truly appreciated. If you have not subscribed to the channel as of yet, I asked again, what are you waiting for? It is free, free, free. It costs you nothing. And guess what? It's fun over here, y'all. It is fun over here. All right, so if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button, click that bell notification for all so that you never miss an upload. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and leave your comments down below. All right, you guys, y'all know what time it is. It is that time of day, and it's Friday. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. I have to pull out my elegant lady, my elegant animation for the video for today, honey. I should have been using her all the time for Beyond the Gates because she looked like she belonged behind the gates in Fairmont Crest. All right, y'all, let's get into the video. Let me quit acting up. Well, y'all know I gotta act up one more time on the next episode of Beyond the Gates, Season 1, Episode 42. Y'all, in this episode, ooh child, we gonna start off with old Dougie Fresh here. Doug, I'm glad that he took this first step, and I'm glad that he took the initiative. He came in to talk to Nicole. So maybe that's who he called on the phone when he said, I need to see you, when he was at the casino. Because I was like, who is he calling? He needs to get up at the casino. But if this is who he called, then good for him. Kudos, Doug, taking the first step. So he come to Nicole and he let Nicole, well, first of all, he asked Nicole, he said, he told, first he said, can I speak with you like that? He said everything that I say in here is going to be confidential, right? She said, well, it depends. She said, if you're coming in here as a patient or if you're coming in here as a friend. He said he's coming in here as both. So she told him to have a seat. They sat down and he told her he have a gambling addiction. He explained to her what happened when he had that panic attack and his hands started shaking when he was in the middle of that surgery, and how that like messed him up because any false move he could have lost his patient. And then they talked about how the other patient who passed during the surgery, when he injured his hand because he was mad that he couldn't save the patient, but like they already told him it was nothing he could do to save that patient. It didn't matter if it was him or another doctor. That patient, waited too long to come in and already had previous conditions or whatever. So it was nothing he could do to save him, whatever. So she was telling him that you know, she glad that he came forward or whatever, but she was suggesting to him, hold on, let me see if it's time to get there. I guess we can get there. I don't have to keep going through the screens. Once I come to the screen, we'll just go back. We'll just bypass it. So she was telling him, they was discussing it more and more, and she was telling him that she's gonna set him up. She got in her phone and she already started getting on the schedule. She was on it. She's gonna set him up for these what is it called? When you go to them classes, like the AA classes, support groups. She was gonna set him up with the support groups or whatever, and they have one there at the hospital for actual physicians. So he was like, no, no, no. He was like, I can't go public with this. I don't want people to know, and this and that, there and the other. I think Nicole, she does. I believe she has his best interest in heart, but I feel like being that she know him personally, and then she also know his wife, and she has a close relationship to his wife, I think he probably could have. I think she should probably refer him to somebody else. I'm not saying that what she's telling him is wrong. he does need to, get in some type of support group or whatever. But I feel like she kind of handled him a little rough. You know what I'm saying? You see how more compassionate she was towards Sherry Crazy Butt than she was with him. And I feel like that's because she know him. And I'm not saying that she's like taking advantage of him. Everything she told him is right, but it was like her tone and her demeanor. She need to tell him, and she need to be upfront. And I'm glad she did tell him that, but I want her to like just ease up on her delivery, if that makes sense. So she told him he needs to go public with it, which he does. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he need to tell his wife, and that's what she said. She was like, this is eating you up. You can't do this, and you're not gonna do a good service to your patients until you deal with this, which is true. You know what I'm saying? So I guess her knowing him as well, she do have insight on what he actually needs, but she needs to still be a little more considerate of it. Take the friendship part out of it when you're talking to him as a client, as a patient, because he deserved it just like the next patient deserved it. You know what I'm saying? So she told him that he needs to tell his wife, and he was gonna tell his wife. Remember, y'all, the last time when his wife came up there and Shanice kept, probing into their life or whatever, he sat her down. He was gonna tell her, but then she stopped him and she started telling him what she wanted to tell him or whatever. So he never did have a chance. So he did try to tell her. So I do give him kudos for that because he did attempt it. So Nicole, finally talked him into it. She had, get a little hardball with him, but then she started coming back, being a little compassionate. But when she first started talking to him, nah, she wasn't compassionate at all. So I'm glad that she did change it up or whatever. And then he was more accepting to what she was saying. So he was like, okay, he's going to talk to her. She was like, that's the first person you need to talk to. And once you talk to her, because she feel like it's not about him being scared about his going public. He's scared about his wife finding out, which he needs to tell her. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I ain't seen Nicole telling, his wife that she need to tell him about all this stuff she got going on with Doug. She wasn't persistent with that, and she was, a more compassionate to her friend. She was telling her what she needed to tell her, but her delivery was totally different than how she handled Doug, if that makes sense. All right, so we're going to go here. This is Tyrell and Jessica. Jessica done popped up on old Tyrell again at the little spot. Dang, why I be messing up? At the spot. So they chilled or whatever. We didn't get to see what their conversation was about or whatever because they just showed us them meeting up or whatever. But I was like, okay, Tyrell, I'm glad to see you and Jessica linking up again. That's good to see because I think she'll be good for him. So, child, they came out and baby, Naomi talking about, I was like, that was a poor choice of words. But even though that's what he do, he's a fitness trainer. She was like, thank you. She was like, you worked me out good. I was like, girl, you ain't the only person he working out. Because, baby, he be working Vanessa out. But I know she meant like, physical working out, exercise or whatever. Child, but baby, when she said that, the way I was cackling. Cause I'm petty, child. I'm childish at times. And then this didn't make it no better. When she said, don't take it easy on Moore, she was like, work him out too. I was like, oh Lord, y'all play too much with the double entendres. Was I the only one thought that, y'all? I'm sorry. Maybe something wrong with my brain cells. It's just the point of it all, child. Because he is a fitness trainer. He work people out, but we know for a fact that he work them out in other ways as well, honey, child. So, child, y'all gotta be, a little more specific with how gotta be careful about how y'all say things on here. Because, baby, my mind get to wandering, honey. So then the two cousins, Martin and Naomi, they talking, they, laughing about the karaoke night or whatever. So come to find out that everybody got up there and sang. I'm glad to hear that they did. I wish they could have showed that part too, because I would have watched that, baby. I probably would have been over here two-stepping and singing with them too. So they were laughing about how each of them got on the stage, did their own little karaoke performance. So while they having a good old time and saying, okay, well, this family, this ninja right here pull up, and he was like, oh yeah, family, my family. Child, now I know you effing lying. Now see how people can be having a good time, then the devil always want to show his ugly face. Like Ninja, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have at least just came up there and spoke or whatever. Don't come up there calling them family. You know they don't fool with you. Like you, it's like you purposely did that because you see them having a good time, they laughing, so you want to take out their joy. Like, boy, but that's how the devil do, baby. They try to sneak in and steal your joy. Don't let them do it, y'all. Don't let them do it. Don't let the devil steal y'all joy, honey. Baby. And look at their face, like, I know you effing lying. And Martin told him, we are not your family. He was like, ever since that you left my auntie Danny, you haven't been family no more. He was like, at least I know when the song is over. Ooh, ooh, and I ooh. And I ooh, cause you're not a part of this family no more, boo-boo. And he walked smooth off, honey child. So then we go here. I think she was calling old dude that was just talking about. She was like, I've been calling you, you've been ignoring me. She was like, what's going on? I really need to schedule some time. I really need you to work me out. Like she really need him to come put the thing on her, okay? Cause she like that, baby. She like her some Diego, honey. Sure. I think Joey done threatened Diego. Diego make it seem like it's something else or whatever. But child, we're gonna get into that. But I think damn bottom line is that Joey threatened him. And he can't just say that because if he tell her, of course she's gonna go say something to Joey, and then he might end up stinking somewhere in the creek for telling her. We don't want to see Diego end up stinking in the creek somewhere, honey. So yeah, we already talked about this part when he, said what he said. Look at his face, baby. Baby, is his fist balled up, child? One of them look like that is, girl. Was he gonna hit him? I didn't even see that at first. And Naomi like, oh Lord, like help me, please, somebody help me. Like, Dad, why would you come up in here with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know. Like, I done gave you a little grace. Now, don't take it and run with it. You know how people say you give somebody an inch, they want to take a mile? That's what he doing, child. So she checked them. She was like, "Why would you do that? Like, why would you come in here and say that? It like are you dumb? Are you dumb?" And he was like, "Well, we still family." Listen, listen, Linda, listen. We barely on speaking terms. Don't mess it up, okay? Looking at. So then we go, y'all. If did y'all watch this? Who is this? I'm gonna show her face too. So this lady here then came in. They were arrested her. She going in on that cop, not on Jacob, but the cop with the black shirt on. She going in. She was like, but this is police brutality. Take your hands off me. She was going in. Y'all, what did she play on? What I cannot pinpoint it. She played on something. Is it one of the Tyler Perry shows? I don't know what it is, but I know her and I was like, baby, it was like eating me up that I could not figure out who this woman is. Hoppo, who this woman? Y'all put it in the comment down below. I'm like, and then I was Googling like special guests, but I couldn't figure it out. Like, who is she, y'all? They probably ain't gonna put her out until tomorrow because it was literally just on, so they probably hadn't put it on there yet. But I need to figure out who this is, y'all, because I often say I'm not gonna be able to sleep, but I'm lying. I'm asleep. But it's gonna always be in the back of my head. I'm gonna keep thinking about that. Now, what I don't want to do is when I'm sleeping, dreaming about that. I'm just playing, y'all. So he called Naomi up there. and she brought him some coffee or whatever. He was like, oh, you went to the good place like that. She was like, yeah. She's like, I can't have you drinking that old cheap, ugly, nasty coffee. That wasn't her exact words, but that burnt coffee that y'all be having up here. My husband working hard. I want to make sure that, he energized, he got his energy or whatever. So yeah, girl, take care of your man. Okay, Naomi. I see you, hunter child. So the reason he called her up there, we'll get to it. So we go to them. Child, this ninja here, Derek is something else. First, I was like, at first when I can't say I ever liked him. It was just, well, I would say he was okay. But then I started disliking him when he showed his insecurity when it came down to her and Andre, even though Andre had some feelings for her, but this was before Andre even attempted to kiss her. He was, in his feelings. So I was like, okay, you insecure. I don't like that or whatever. So then he showed his insecurities when they was doing that little compatibility thing in that magazine. And then so now he was sitting up here, instead of just saying what he wanted to say, you know how people do, and it's not just the dudes, women do it too. Instead of just telling a person what you want or asking a person what you want, they be trying to beat it around the bush or whatever. So she was getting impatient. She was like, what? Are you want to get married or something? He was like, God, no. I was like, damn, did you have to say it like that? And she was the same way. She was like, okay. She was like, is that how it is? Like that. And he was like, no, no, no. It came off wrong. I didn't mean it like that. No, it came out exactly how you felt. You like, hell no, I don't want to marry you. But he gonna try to clean it up. And he was like, no, I'm not saying that. He was like, I would love to marry you one day, just not now. You know what I'm saying? But if that's the case, it wouldn't have came out like that. But baby, that red flag number 2. Hell to the now. To the now. That would have pissed me off if he said that like that. Like, girl, boy, bye. So come to find out, what he was trying to get out is that he think they should move in together. And that's what he said. But he really want to move in with her like that. And she was like, what? She was like, and I'm thinking like, you was that adamant about not wanting to get married, but you want to move in and shack. Like, wait a minute. And it's not, if y'all shack, that's your business. I ain't sure. Hey, do what y'all do. Ain't nobody. We listen and we don't judge. Okay, I'm just saying the way that he said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no. Especially after you done said no, like that. You sure don't need to be coming to talk to me now about moving in, Ninja, because I'm thinking like, where are we going from here? So she was like, okay, she first she was feeling some type of way, but then she started, listening more. He was like, I'm just saying, we spend a lot of time together, whatever, and I just think we, should live together. And I think people, even though I say shacking, I think too that you should live with a person for a little while before you get married. Now I know that's not traditional, but that's all right. Everybody ain't traditional. And the reason I say that is because until you live with the person, you don't truly know that person. And even when you live with a person, you still don't truly know a person, because these people, child, the way they be unaliving each other nowadays, it is crazy, honey. But anyway, back to them. So she was like, so you want to move in together, but you don't want to get married. And he was like, well, yeah, but not like, it's not like that. And then he reiterated that he do see himself marrying her one day, just not like right now, like in the future or whatever, like that. And then so she was like, so are you saying that you want to move in over here, or we get a place to stay together? He was like, well, I like your place. Your place is comfortable. See, hell, there's another hell no to the no, no, no. Now, if you want to move in together, we don't need to move into my place. You know what I'm saying? We need to get a place together, and something new, something fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's like you coming to live up off of her. And I don't like that. And then after he kept talking, I feel like that's exactly what he's trying to do. He said, well, my lease is coming up and he got roommates. So I didn't even know he had roommates because she done been over her house before and I ain't never seen his roommate. So that was new to me. You know what I'm saying? Child, these grown. I mean, I know I just said we listen and we don't judge, but that's another red flag to me. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do no grown. Excuse me, no grown, but man that got a whole roommate. Well, he got roommates. It's multiple. Like if you a grown, I mean, like I can understand you young, off, like fresh out of high school or fresh out of college or whatever, and you roommates, but the way they age, they grown. Like you a whole firefighter. Like she a nurse. Like why you even living with another ninja? Like ninjas, yeah, no. I guess I'm picky. No. First of all, you should already had your own stuff. So first of all, he living with dudes, with multiple dudes. So you don't even know how to have your own. You know what I'm saying? So you have not, and I don't know the before. Maybe he have had his own place, but we gonna go by what they telling us now. So you haven't even stayed on your own. She's staying on her own, paying her own bills. She ain't got no roommates, none of that stuff. So how do I know you even stable or functional enough to operate? A place like, so no, you're not gonna come move in with me. If you think we should move in together, and if I feel like we should move in together, we're gonna go look for a place and find a place to move in together. But like when he said it, he was like, my lease is up, with my roommate. She was like, oh well, wow, that's romantic. Like that's what I'm saying, girl. Like tell him, let her know. But child, later on, after she done showered and did her hair, she agreed to it, child. But that's their business, honey, child. Mind the business that pay me. But since it's a soap opera, I got my comments about it. But ain't no way. Hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Even if he had his own place, I would rather for them still to either get a place together, a new place together, or if he didn't want to do that, she move in with him. But for him moving in with her, it's no. As a man, no. That just don't sit right. It's a no for me. It's a hard no for me, okay? But she went ahead and she agreed to it and said he could move in there. And then she got an efficiency. It's not even like it's a whole apartment, you know what I'm saying? Her bedroom is there in the living room. And there's nothing wrong with a single person living together, but if your man want to come live in, dude, let's upgrade, okay? Like, no, I can do bad all by myself, okay? Nope. So then we go here, child. Samantha needs to calm down. Calm down, baby. She is. I hope that Terrell does not take any of this advice that Samantha is giving him. She was like, "Oh, Terrell got a girlfriend." I'm loving that she excited for her brother and she's happy for her brother, but she do need to calm down. She said up here, she was like, he got a girlfriend. She was like, he said, I ain't got no girlfriend. She was like, I saw you with Jessica at the club or whatever it was. And then he was like, oh, like that. And he was like, that's not my girlfriend. We only met up twice. He was like, oh, so you met up with her another time. She was like, oh, okay. And then that's how she was talking, y'all. That's what I'm talking like. She really was doing the most. So anyway, let me calm down. So anyway, she was telling him, oh, Jessica is like a top-notch woman. I mean, top-notch girl. And she like this and this and that there. So then she started telling him, you need to do this on social media, take this off, take this. I'm like, no, that's why I say she need to pump down. Now, her being excited and happy for him and having the jitters for him, cool, but telling him to change who he is, no, he needs to keep being who he is. Because guess what? She like him for who he is. He didn't go try to talk to her. She came and started wanting to be his friend and want to be in his company. And she like what he does. She like the person that he is. She's already said that how he's different from other dudes. You know what I'm saying? She like him for him. So if he listens to Samantha and start trying to be like these other folks or whatever, she's not gonna like you no more, boo-boo. Don't listen to your sister. Don't listen to your sister. Listen, Linda, listen. Don't listen to Samantha. She mean well, but no. She your age as well, baby. She don't know no better. Don't listen to her, okay? So this was Nicole when she was going through the phone. Remember, I said I had a screenshot of it. So this one she was looking for his AA meetings. Can you call it AA meetings? Is AA meetings just for alcohol? Yep, alcohol anonymous. Yeah, yeah. Y'all don't be talking noise about me, y'all, because I said that. I know that dumb moment, blonde moment. Okay. So she was looking for his support group, okay, looking for his support group, and they were still having a conversation. We already discussed this, and she was telling him, he even broke down, he was crying and everything, child. I was like, let it all out. So, and that is a good part too, about him knowing her, that he can confide in her as well. But I'm glad she piped down her energy, because to me at first she was like being mean to him, but she did calm down a little bit. And hopefully, she does keep his stuff, what is it? Not, I often say client attorney privilege, not, patient, his HIPAA, you know what I'm saying? Because she know his wife, you know what I'm saying? So I hope she don't cross that line or whatever, because she definitely not going to tell him about the stuff that his wife is doing. And she didn't tell his wife that she need to go and tell her husband what she doing with Joey, but she is letting her know that Joey is not for you, but hey, but he do need to tell his wife. I agree with everything Nicole said. Again, the delivery in the beginning. So then we go here, they still talking. So, he had already left, and then he came back out after Naomi left, and Bill stopped him, and Bill was telling him, all the stuff I did for you, I did this for you and this for you. He was like, that was like a decade ago or whatever. He was like, I don't owe you nothing. He was like, we are family regardless, like that. He was like, if you know what I mean. He was like, if you need something down the line, I know people that can do this and do that you may not be able to touch. He was like, well, I don't do bribing. He was like, I ain't bribing you. So he was going on. He was like, I don't owe you nothing. And just because you did this, I can't remember exactly the words. Y'all watched it, but they was going in. And then he got all up in his face and like, remember who you are, like as if, again, I know your secrets, you know what I'm saying? But they know your secrets too. But he might not, Martin might not know his secrets, but the grown Duprees know the stuff that Bill Hamilton has done. But Bill Hamilton was telling him that we need to stay cordial because we can help each other out, you know what I'm saying? But child, they don't want to have nothing to do with him, but I guess he need them. Really, because he be trying to blackmail them, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, he have blackmailed them, but he gonna keep trying to blackmail him as well. And then I think that later on down the line, once he started trying, because I think he gonna still try to run for president, he gonna take Bill up on his offer. Watch, y'all. So we go back here, and she was doing the same thing, telling him about what he needs to change and this and this and that there, but he don't need to change anything about himself. He good for who he is. So he on the phone, I was like, who you calling, baby? He called Chelsea. And he was like, hey, Chelsea, I'm calling you. You still haven't returned my call. I love you. Call me back. Then he started having flashbacks. I'm glad that they doing the flashbacks. So y'all know the way they started, when they started the show on day one, it started with Danny divorce being getting the divorce paper saying that the divorce was finalized, and also getting an invitation saying that they was getting married at the same damn time. So we didn't really get the full backstory. So this right here was an eye opener, and I was like, damn, he cruel. We already know he cruel, but he cruel, like Cruella de Vil. I'm corny. But anyway, so he had his flashback, and Chelsea is telling him that she don't want her mom to be her manager anymore, that she don't want a momager, she want to do stuff on her own. So he knew all of this. He knew his daughter was going through this and going through that, and he still just, did what he did. He's selfish. He's selfish. Oh Lord, I hope my screen don't mess up because I just touched it. Hold on. Okay. He's being very, very selfish because she's telling him that, she don't want to hurt her mom feeling. And she was like, something is going on with her. He was like, nothing's going on with your mom. Your mom's fine. She was like, no, it's something going on. And I feel like it has something to do with you. So I think that you should like whisk her off her feet, take her on a vacation, this and that there, make her happy or whatever. And he looking like, no, I don't know about that, because he already knew that he was cheating, which she already know. Danny know he was cheating, but she wasn't expecting for him to divorce her and get with Haley. So he already knew this. You could tell by his demeanor and his words. And he was like, no. And then he called her Danny Dupree. He was like, your mom is Danny Dupree. And she was like, that's weird. Why would you call her Danny Dupree? Normally you say Danny Hamilton. Because he was already preparing to divorce her hunted child. So she was like, Dad, please, just, he was like, I'll talk to her. So that's why she got happy or whatever. But she was really wanting him to, get that flame back, get that flame back or whatever, because mom is sad or whatever. And it's because of you or whatever. Child. If only she knew at that time, honey. That's now I see why she don't deal with him, because he knew before everybody that she wanted to get rid of her mama, honey. So then we go here. Bill and Tomas. Tomas just got there. They sitting down. First, he ordered them. I think he ordered a club soda or whatever. And Tomas was like, okay, that's fine. Then he was like, no. He was like, we can be on the edge today. He ordered some type of scotch or something like that. And Tomas was like, no, I don't need that. I'll take the club soda. It's fine. I gotta finish this work or whatever. He was like, no. He's gonna have the drink. And Tomas was like, but no, because if I take one sip, then I be drunk. Then I can't work. He was like, I'm your boss. If your boss or your partner in the business or whatever he said offer you a drink, you take it. Child, no, not necessarily, because they be trying to get over. And that's exactly what he was doing. He was wanting Tomas to tell him what was going on with this women group or whatever. And baby, yeah, they are. They got a whole lot of stuff they trying to do. I forgot all the stuff. I ain't trying to name all the stuff. Y'all gotta watch the episode. But it's a whole lot more than what they were supposed to do that they are actually doing and trying to set forward. And he was like, it sound like a takeover. I was like, it damn sure do, Bill. Now I don't agree with you a lot, but it sure sound like a damn takeover. Cause baby, damn, they want too much now, honey. Now I'm like, calm down. But Tomas is a little snake that he didn't want to be, but Bill's forcing him to be that if he want to make partner. But sometimes you gotta have some morals about yourself. And Naomi told him about that. She was like, you really need to find you another law firm. You know what I'm saying? But if you really feel that way, because she know how her dad is. And I guess hopefully Tomas don't end up turning out being like Bill or whatever. But Bill, it looks like he's molding him, and he's about to try to make him be a little Bill Jr. Okay. So he was like, they was sitting there, they was talking. Hold on, let me see if I should get to that. Okay, so before I get to that, because I think that was the last thing that happened, so I'm not gonna tell y'all what happened. Y'all should have watched it so y'all would know. But I don't want to say that because it's the last screen. But yeah, so he told him, what the women said or whatever, which is shady. Oh, and that's another thing Bill said. He would rather meet here and talk about what the women got going on, the women from the settlement. He said because they there, then they don't have listening ears from the office. Because remember, Haley heard what they were saying. But anybody can still, like, that work at the office or Haley or anybody, they can walk over in there and hear the conversation as well. Anybody could still hear it. But he purposely said that he didn't want to talk about this at the office because he didn't want other people working at the office to hear. So that's even more than that this ninja is scandalous, hunted child. So, baby, Vanessa see the trainer, honey, and she charged him deep up. And she was like, why haven't you been calling me? She was like, I know you working, but you ain't that damn busy. Like, I've been calling you, blowing you up or whatever. And he said, he was like, he made it about how she be doing. He was like, well, you only want to deal with me when you want to deal with me. And I think he was still mad too about the Joey thing. I can't remember his exact words, but he was right. You know what I'm saying? She act like she run him. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was basically saying, you only want me when it's convenient for you. You don't care about when I'm trying to hook up with you or whatever. So they was piping, getting in the middle of it, and then he ain't walk in yet, but we gonna get to that. So this one, so y'all can see her face again better here. Y'all tell me who this is. He Jacob is talking to Naomi. He called Naomi there because he want Naomi to represent her. And Naomi was asking, like, well, what did she do? And so he was telling her. So she asked Naomi, she was like, you bet not. Well, she didn't ask her. She told her, you bet not be no counselor like that. She was like, I'm not like that. And she was like, attorney? Well, I don't need that either, baby. She's just giving Naomi the business. She was giving all of them the business, to be honest, honey. So this is who walked up. So Vanessa didn't have a chance to finish charging Diego up about not calling her back and stuff. So, and I don't blame Diego. Diego, you, but I feel like Joey is behind that still. But I still, if Joey wasn't behind it, I don't blame Diego, because when Diego was trying to link up with her or whatever, she was telling him like, I have a husband. You can't, and I agree. I was saying the same thing. You can't tell her what to do, because he was telling her, don't talk to Joey and this and this and that there. And she was like, I could do what I want to do. So now he throwing that back up in her face. So he like, you can't just contact me when you want to, and I can't get with you when I want to. So, it is what it is, hey. So Doug interrupt them, so they don't get to finish talking or whatever. And Doug just, bypass, didn't even acknowledge Diego, because he know he a worker, so he don't think that there's nobody she messing with enough. But he really don't care, because he know they have like an open relationship, so he know. So he tell his wife he want to talk to her or whatever, and that it's important. So then she get a text message or something, because she started looking at her phone like that, and she was like, well, I need to take. And I'm like, damn, how you gonna need to tell him you need to take this or whatever when he just told you he need to talk to you about something important? Just like at the hospital, he was trying to tell her, but then she cut him off. You know what I'm saying? He was like, no, I need to talk to you. She was like, well, if you need me, then I'm here, right? So they go over there, they sit down, and he was like, I just need to tell you some things. He said, I need to say all of this. I need to get all of this out, right? He told her that, she get to talking. He said one thing, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he telling her different things about their relationship. And then from when they was talking about their life after they had just got through doing the the other night or whatever. So he was saying how, he said something in that conversation, but he didn't mean it that way or whatever, or he meant it. He said something, and she was like, well, you did this and I did this and we did that. He was like, wait. He was like, I didn't say that because I wanted you to talk. And that's how it is. Sometimes if somebody tell you they need to say all of this and they need to get it off their chest, be quiet, shut the up and let them talk, especially if this is the second time. This is the second time he has come to her and tell her that he needs to tell her something and he needs to get it off his chest, but she keep interrupting him and saying what she want to say. Then he said, I don't need you to talk, I need you to listen, but she's still talking and shit. So he still never did get a chance to say that he has a gambling problem. Hopefully he will get to it or whatever. But, they still was sitting there talking. If they come Monday and she still don't know and he get up and leave, I'm done with Vanessa ass, okay? Because she need to shut up and listen. Listen, Linda, listen. He trying to tell you something, honey. So then we go here. Martin comes in the house, baby. Samantha's still on one. She on 10, honey. She was like, guess who got a girlfriend? I love her energy with her brother and messing with him. But again, she needs to not be giving him no advice. Now, you can keep messing with him and saying he got a girlfriend and all that, but don't give him no advice, honey. Because that advice you gave him was a no-go. So when she told him, then Martin smiled and he happy too. He was like, oh, so when we gonna meet her? And he was like, she is not my girlfriend. She is my friend. We only hung out twice or whatever. And he was like, he would tell her about it. He was like, sound like a good girl, So then we go back here. Tomas and Bill is still talking. I think this is when Bill said it sounded like a takeover or whatever. Then next thing you know, his hand get the shaking again. I was like, oh my goodness, oh my, something is wrong. See, he didn't go to that doctor's appointment. There was a lie to try to give them more time. Remember how Naomi came in that office mad at him because they had rescheduled the I guess they were supposed to go to a hearing or something. They were supposed to go do something at court, a mediation, and they rescheduled it because he was supposed to go to the doctor, but she felt like he was BSing. So when she came, they was arguing. His hands started shaking. So he was like, there wasn't nothing or whatever, and so that's what made her start, giving him a chance or whatever, because she felt like something is wrong with him, his health or whatever, which it is, because it's doing it again. And Tomas was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good. It's just my hands or whatever. It's just, he was like, it's just something," but he lied and said he was okay. We already discussed this. This is after she done changed her clothes and did her hair, and she told him, yeah, that they can move in. He can move in over there. He wouldn't be coming to move in with me. We just talked about this. This is when they was talking still. I told y'all what he said and what she said. Then he on the phone, he called Smitty. And he was like, yeah, he got a girlfriend. And Samantha said that she cute and she this and this and this and that, third and the other. Samantha done really hyped her up. So he happy about it. So he done called Smitty and told Smitty. Then Terrell come downstairs. He heard the tail end of the conversation or whatever. So then his dad wanted to talk to him about it. So he started telling his dad about her or whatever, and that she liked him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? She was saying that just basically she was telling him why she, think he's a cool person and this and that, there and the other, which is more of a reason for him to stay who he is and not be changing like how his sister said. So, Martin was like, oh, well, she really do sound like a good young lady. She sound like a good girl. I think you should, go for it. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, let them do them. Let them be friends and they can gradually, let them do them. Okay. Stop trying to force stuff. So we go back here with Jacob and Naomi. So they talking, and Naomi was like, she was like, well, she was like, she hard to wrangle up like that. So he was like, think about me when, we first met. He was like, I was hard to wrangle up as well, but look how you, got me or whatever. So she was like, don't use our love story for this. So as they was talking, they were saying stuff like about her or whatever, the lady that I was like, who is this, y'all? And she kept interrupting and saying stuff. So they walked over to the side or whatever. And she was like, I can hear y'all talking about me, right? Baby, I was cackling, even though they done moved. She was like, listen, I can hear y'all, So Naomi asked her, she was like, so did you hit the lady? She was like, no, I didn't hit her. And she was mad, and she has a reason to be mad. She's homeless, and it was a social worker or something came and just took her stuff. She was like, everything that I own, everything that belonged to me, everything I own, how, like, even if you homeless, you have stuff that remind you of your family from where you come from or whatever that they keep with them or whatever. So I can imagine her being mad because that's all she has left. She's already homeless. She don't have a roof over her head. She don't have nothing. And then the stuff that she do have that's hers, you come and take it from her because you thought that it didn't belong to nobody or whatever. Like, no, they knew that. They know people be homeless or whatever. Leave them people stuff alone. You know what I'm saying? You bad enough y'all already fooling with the people and messing with them. Don't take their stuff. So that's why the woman was mad. But she said that she did not hit her. She just started going off because she was saying don't take her stuff or whatever. So Naomi, was asking her about that, and she was telling her whatever, and that's why she was saying, well, she seemed like she kind of hard to wrangle up because she about her business. She ain't finna let nobody take advantage of her, baby. She say what she want to say and what's on her mind. Her delivery is just what they can't handle. But if you like anxious at that moment or whatever, or especially if somebody did something to you, you angry or whatever, yeah, you entitled to feel how you feel and relay your message how you want to relay your message. That don't mean that you finna kill them or beat them down or something like that or whatever. Like I will be pissed off too, and I'll be cussing the lady out too. So we already talked about this, and this was basically the end when Tomas asked him was he okay, and he was like, yeah. He was like, he good. He was like, are you sure? But yeah, he not sure. Something is wrong with him. So he need to go get that checked out for he end up having a stroke or a heart attack or both. But that's what happened today on Beyond the Gates episode 42. Leave y'all comments down below. Please tell me if y'all know who she is. Tell me what she played on, cuz I know her. It seems like I know her from two things, but I cannot for some reason. I want to say Candace. Did she play Candace? Candace from somebody. I can't even remember what show. Like, I don't know why that name is popping up. Not her real legal name, but the name of whatever on the show. Who was her character? Tell me who it was. Y'all can still tell me her real name too, but tell me what show she was on and what was the name of her character, because oh my god, y'all, I really need to know. I need to remember this. All right, you guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Like the video, share the video, leave your comments. Did I say that already? I think I did. If you have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button, click that bell notification for all, so that you never miss an upload. And because it's fun over here, your girl be over here acting up. Sometimes I be serious and I do the right thing, but most of the time I'm over here chucking and jiving and acting a fool, y'all. But I'ma still give y'all the scoop and the what's going on Beyond the Gates. And if y'all haven't watched my Country Wayne skits reaction, check those out too. But you need to make sure that you subscribe to the Country Wayne channel first. That way y'all can watch the skits, because I don't be necessarily playing the videos. I used to, but then they was copyrighting them. So now I don't really play them. A couple of videos I did this week, I played just like a little bit, but now I've been adding my like disclaimers on there. So I'm gonna start playing a little more and more of it, because I'm gonna, do the disclaimers and do the edits and everything like that. So it's a lot of people on Beyond the Gates that come from the Country Wayne skits. So they go hand in hand. So y'all know, how they are on the Country Wayne skits and how they are on the Beyond the Gates soap opera. But all right, y'all. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of y'all day. And as we say before we go, love, peace, and hair grease. Smooches. Bye. Happy Friday. Have a wonderfully blessed weekend, y'all. Bye.